for a good time. I'm rolling on a slow ride. I'm looking for a good thing. I'm rolling on the fast lane. Not looking for trouble, 'cause then trouble is what I give. So get me on the fast lane.
What's up, everybody? My name is Justin J. Rahman, and I'm so excited to introduce you to Like-Minded. This is going to be our first episode, and really, it's because I've been running Exotic Drive Club, and our members have given me so much insight into a world where I think it would be valuable for anyone to perceive it, take it in, and apply it to their day-to-day, their lives, their dreams, and just life in general. So, that being said, our first guest, he's an extraordinary example of everything I want to represent through this show. He goes by the name of Radu Jon, the Violin Guy, DJ Stradivari, and he's a jack of all trades. He's a violinist, pianist, guitarist, DJs, recording artist, singer, and even plays laser shows.
I want you to know, if there was any other way I would have taken it. And after tonight, they will know who we are and what we did. And I want you to know that we did not bow and we did not give in. And I can't pretend that it's the same world it was yesterday. From this love we feel.
Gentlemen, ladies, please welcome Radu Jon.
Justin, how are you?
All good, buddy.
Thank you
Welcome
for having
to the
me
show.
here today.
Of
Thank you,
course.
Justin. Exotic Drive Club.
Yes, sir. And we're also welcomed by Steve Guilfoyle of Affordicare Insurance. Steve,
Thanks for
welcome.
having me.
Of course, buddy.
Hello, sir. Nice to see you.
Good as always.
But yeah, let's start off with how you got here. So your story, from beginning to where we are right now.
Beginning to...
Where we are right now doing this
Present.
interview. Yep.
Oh, right. I was born... That's the beginning.
That's a good start. Yeah.
I was
How'd that
born on a
happen?
cold
Not
night. Yeah, I was born on a cold night. My birthday is in the winter. No fun. But I'll tell you something. I was reborn when I got to United States, and that is the truth. So when I was just fresh out of high school, and I got a scholarship to study in the United States, I came here knowing no one, having nothing. You know, it was really a beautiful feeling. I mean, I have to tell you that for the first 6 months, being just a free bird was quite, invigorating.
Okay.
Because you don't know anybody. It's like the guy at Circle K, the guy at the gas station was your best friend. You know, it's like you make friends that normally you wouldn't. You open up to people that normally you wouldn't even pay attention to. Taught me a lot about the value of not having friends, not having people around you that you can rely on, from friends and family, and just
Really?
yeah.
So your experience when you first came to the country was actually very comfortable and relaxed and blissful almost?
Oh no, it wasn't relaxed. Oh no, if you have to count the money
Right.
you have in your pocket,
That's what I'm talking
based
about.
on how many days you have to live and eat, then that's not comfortable. No, but at the same time, the pressure was off in the sense of like, back in Europe, I came from a guy who had a record deal. I was in a band. We were touring. We were in the studio. We were more on TV than I was present in my high school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I made a complete change in my life. But I wanted to know, what if I do it? What's that going to do to help me change my perspective on the world, in my life.
Well, perspective is one thing I really want to push on this show. because that's what really does it for everyone in success, I think.
Right.
Perspective runs a lot of things. Perspective and priorities go a long way.
Right.
So, I mean, you came to the country with how much money?
Do I have to say?
Yes.
No!
Because you've told us.
IRS listening. All right. Again, I came with a violin, one suitcase, and $200 cash. And that $200 was like, you know, I was like, okay, how much does a meal cost in this country? $5 from Circle K, right? From
Sure.
the gas station.
Yeah.
So you divide $200 by $5, and that's how I figured how many days I have to live. And I have to tell you, this is the funniest story, and I probably never shared this story. Thanks a lot, Justin, for
I want
getting
that.
me on the spot and
Yes,
bringing
I
back
want
all
that.
those memories. So I have no car, no way of transportation, and I know nothing. I know nobody. I didn't even speak the language. So my English was just like nothing, man. I actually learned a lot by going to a church choir, an Episcopalian church. And the lady booked me to play violin because being a violinist. But she said, "Hey, and you can sing?" And I'm like, "Yes," because I guess I maybe showed her some recordings from back in Europe. But back in Europe, I was more of a rapper. Not that you guys knew anything about that.
No.
Well, we might include a music video
There's gonna be
later on
links
just to mess with Justin because he doesn't know anything about it.
No, I've done all the research I can on you. I haven't seen any rap videos.
I don't think he has. No,
No?
it is on my.
Is it on
one of
MySpace
my,
or something? That's
YouTube
probably
channel.
Bineînțeles,
Unu și unu,
fac tu ai înțeles. Am ales,
unu și cu una,
fac întotdeauna sex. Bineînțeles,
unu și unu,
fac tu ai înțeles. Am ales,
unu și cu una,
fac întotdeauna sex.
I have different YouTube channels for like weddings, for events, personal like record artists, because I couldn't just keep one personality. I have to like just have a
multiple personalities,
multiple
right?
split personality. Oh, it goes really well with
Psychotics?
dolphins. Oh yeah.
So you're current traveling. I've seen your Snapchats. You've done a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Your gigs are all over the place, but you
Yeah.
still stay.
Thank you to
rooted.
my clients.
Yeah, you still stay rooted to Dallas, though. I've seen that. So,
Yeah.
some of your adventures. What are the countries you performed in after you've actually made a name for yourself?
Okay. I'll tell you the countries I haven't played in.
Okay.
Probably a shorter list.
Yeah, I think it's a short
Okay,
list.
that works too.
God, so all North America, Mexico, and everything else included. South America. South America. I haven't played in South America. Guys, book me now. I'll give you
There
my
you
email.
go.
There you go.
We'll Facebook advertise.
Yeah, and
to South
Australia.
America.
Although I have had some opportunities there, but yeah. So I guess we'll take it by continents. It will be easy. Yeah.
And what's some of the funnest international gigs you've had? Because I've seen your Snapchat of you being in a helicopter, then a private jet, and then finally you land and do a gig.
Oh yeah. Actually, that's all in one trip, and that was really awesome. That was. Wait, Hawaii or Puerto Rico?
I think it was Puerto Rico.
Follow me, Mr. Justin. I'm just kidding.
Very close.
Maybe it's Puerto Rico. Actually, that brings up a good story. I put a video online with me singing. What is it? Vivir mi vida from Mark Anthony.
Saw that.
And
Tribute.
with, Mark Anthony, tribute to Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony being from Puerto Rico, and I'm in Puerto Rico, and I'm just thinking, you know what? Let me just go. And I had the video edited in such a way to where it looked like, I'm landing in Puerto Rico, I'm getting ready for a show, and then in the original music video from Mark Anthony, he's in New York, which is the other side of Mark Anthony, so that was perfect. And he's getting ready for a show, and he gets up on stage, and then I get up on stage. We'll give you guys
awesome.
a link so you can watch it. And just kind of fun. Yeah, sort of a different way of looking at a music video that's a tribute song. Most of the guys that you see online, they'll just kind of, be in the studio, maybe get a little bit creative, and just walk on the streets, do something with the camera, something like that. I kind of wanted to just be like, you know what? If this is a tribute to Mark Anthony, then let's have Mark Anthony on the video. So I hope the guy doesn't take it personally, because I totally he's in the video more than I am.
Yep, I saw.
Yeah, you saw. Yeah.
Si así es la vida, hay que vivirla. La ley, voy a reír, voy a bailar, vivir mi vida. La, voy a reír, voy a gozar, vivir mi vida. La.
So going to that, I mean, now from $200 in your pocket, being afraid but having your perspective say everything's fine, I'm actually making new friends, and this actually feels like a calming moment of life, even though it's probably one of the most stressful moments you've had in your life.
Right.
Going from that to traveling the world, performing, doing what you love every single day, your energy is intense. I mean, you're doing something every day. You work hard every single day, and you said so that's something you're proud of.
Yeah.
So that's great, but you get to go in private jets, being full on in helicopters, free food and dining here and there, and just all the perks that come along with this that you probably never expected, but it just came along, things you would probably enjoy now. You're a very appreciative person, and gratitude goes a long way.
Yeah.
So going from that to this, do you feel any change? I mean, also, and another thing to touch, all of this happened throughout the course of, I found one of your interviews that said, all of this happened because of a bad moment in your life. You said you're at a low point.
Right.
And I want to touch on that, because that's a big transition.
Dream, I was actually at a point in my life where I hit the bottom, so I had to lift myself up and to give myself a goal that honestly I couldn't reach. You know what? It's the people in between that made it also happen, you know? Because I didn't do
100%.
this journey on my own.
Never
so,
alone.
You know, as you build that road, you have to tell people that, hey, look, you know, I've had these people in my life that have set stones for me to climb on.
So one thing I really want to go over with you, which I think will attack most of the audience, is the struggles, the low points, being able to afford your bill, worrying about what other people think about you. And, you know, the slowdowns of the perception of the world from your point of view, and then the struggles of natural life. That preventing so many people from starting, from pursuing, from working hard even. I mean, that perspective really slows people down. So what's your take on that?
Whenever I felt like I was at my lowest, I got myself out of the comfort zone more than ever before.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's struggle, of course it's struggle. I mean, if you want something done, you're gonna struggle.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanna play volleyball on the beach all day and just, live on an island, your struggle may be less than others. Mm-hmm. But you're not trying to achieve, the things that other people are trying to achieve. So then and your struggles are completely different.
And that goes back to the
level.
reward system. You said someone that always has money in their life that doesn't really struggle, that they blow money recklessly and don't even
Well,
feel...
if you're born in money, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and then don't even feel the gratitude of it, or just don't even feel happy doing it, versus knowing the struggle, knowing the pain, what
Right.
it took to get there. I think if you want to make all those things happen in your life and have those dreams, then the reward system should be there too. So it's a point of appreciating
And it
where you're at.
always is. I mean, especially in this country, for sure. They don't call it the land of opportunity for nothing. If you hustle hard in this country, you are going to succeed. Now, if you're comfortable and you play the game safe, 9-to-5 job and just working for
Sure.
the big man, you're setting yourself a level that you can't go through. I mean, that's just what it is. It's
And some people like that. Some people, it might be good for that.
Some people actually do. Some people, I've actually
I've
talked
had
to
some.
people who say, look, I like the comfort. I like knowing that I get my bills paid. I like to know that I am safe at the end of the month. And that's it. They don't want to adventure. They don't want to risk it.
A stress-free life.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's not. But is it really stress-free? Because
Exactly.
the day they're laid off,
Exactly.
Yep.
it's always that risk of like, man, I'm gonna get laid off. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look for another job.
All three of us have chased our passions,
Right.
and we all know that the stress is pretty equal from having a normal, safe, comforting job to having the ability to chase your own dreams. It's the same.
Yeah.
Well, and you look at every single interview that we've done so far, the common theme has been the love of what you do. And if
Yep.
there's one common denominator that across industry that we all have in common, it's the loving what you did first, and then the passion that comes with it. The hard work follows because you're not watching the clock every day, right?
Yeah.
And when you think about it, your life is a third sleeping, a third working, and then a year and a half in the bathroom. That how much of the rest of that do you want to take advantage of, right? And so my question for you is, what is it about what you do that made you elevate yourself to be able to love what you do so much? To set you apart in a way that, anybody can basically do something, right? Anybody can play a violin, but if it's something that makes people remember you. So if there's something that sets you apart more than anybody else, what is that?
I don't give up. I know it sounds like, come on, I've heard this before. But have you really done it? Have you really not given up? You know, I mean, I've done some things in my life to be successful in my career, in my personal life and everything else, but if that road was easy, I wouldn't deserve it. And you know what? I actually do deserve it. I've done everything today in a way that nobody else would work as hard, would compromise as hard. I mean, hey, I was 10, 12 years old and I was practicing 10 hours a day while everybody else was, on the playground. Now, that can apply in everything. One of the best things that I remember from Arnold Schwarzenegger, in his campaign when he was running as a governor, he said when he was going to the gym, he never looked at his opponent. He never looked at what the other guy was pulling, how many weights, how many reps, what they ate and everything. He said, I did my own. So you don't have to be someone else. Being someone else, you're gonna fail. Wanting to be like somebody else, you're gonna fail. Having an idol is not bad. I'm not saying, hey, you gotta have somebody you admire. That's good. But don't try to be that person.
Now, the whole never giving up part, I think that applies to everything you just went over. Because everyone can say, and yes, it's a cliche statement, never give up and all that, but it truly applies to you because you've literally done all the instruments that I can think of that most people play professionally. So also, I don't think you really had a straight plan from high school to getting where you are at today. I don't think you had a straight plan, right?
I've always listened to the people around me.
Yep.
That's really why they deserve it. And I just keep on working my butt off for everybody else. It's an image thing. You want to see those people successful on their own too.
That's right.
You want to be like, you know what, man? Bill Zarian is badass. He travels every day from Vegas to Los Angeles on his private jet. He's got all these girls around him and blah, blah, blah. And you just keep ramming about the guy. And you know what? You don't want to be like him because you can't. You can't risk the things that man risks every day. He risks millions. In what? In cards.
And touching back on perspective, what's your perspective on fear? Because I'm sure you had a lot of fearful moments.
Yeah. You should be very afraid, and you should take that fear and let it channel you. Let it put you on fire. I actually have a previous interview where my own words have chased me ever since I've done that interview. I said there was a fire that started in me. It was a fire that started in me to pursue something that I didn't think that I could reach. And then one day when I got there, I said to myself, wow, new goals now. I spent the sleepless nights building these violins from scratch, and each violin has a different theme. Through my instruments, I wanted to experience something unique, something that they can only get from me, and especially when you find someone else that's done something that's maybe in your field, and you just say, I wish I would have thought of that. So I want to be that guy.
So one of the points that we've talked about is loving what you do, and the point that you hit on earlier was you're going to go into so many obstacles and hurdles getting to that point. So if you're chasing it for money and you're not chasing it because you love it, you're never going to be successful because you're going to have years and years where you're not making money. You're going to have tons of time that you're not having fun. So it has to be something beyond that, some fire inside you that's actually burning past the money and for the love of what you do. And so what is it about what you do that gives you that?
Now, we all live in this world, and we know without the money, you can't get anything done. So money has to be there. You have to be smart at business. You have to be better than the other guy and be competitive. And, you have to roll the funds in. But the truth is that, as far as I'm concerned, and again, I can't expect anybody else to do what I do because, you know what? I'm me. I risked my own way. I did things my own way, and if somebody else wants to do that my way, they might get burned, and they might literally live on the streets, So you have to find your own. You have to see what makes you different, what makes you be successful in a particular direction, and risk as much as you want to risk, and just really do it your own way. Feel the rain on your skin. Nobody else can feel it for you, right? To that song. Okay. You can't look at somebody else and be like, I want to be like that. You want to say, this is who I am. I want to think deep inside and just say, this is what I want to do. This is what it's gonna take.
And we've all been there, and I think a big part of
100%.
it is that no one can ever want it more than you. And so if there's anything you can give to somebody listening today that wants to pursue something, what would your
Please.
advice be right now?
And that's throwing you under the bus, but something that's practical. and
I
something
have
you
no problem
fully
throwing
believe
him
in.
under the bus.
Me too. That's what we
Please
do.
throw
here.
me under the Lamborghini. I probably won't fit. It's too low
Not
to
enough
fit,
clearance.
but at least I'll say I had a
I
good,
go under buses
I had a
because
good
I got
day.
the clearance to.
So again, these are some words that haunt me every single day. They're my own words. I hear voices. Everybody. I said it.
Which one?
I said it. Well, they all tell me this. Get yourself out of the comfort zone. I probably told that to myself back when I was in college. You know, it's been in my life ever since. You can't do what you really want to do if you play it safe. It doesn't work like that. You gotta get yourself out of the comfort zone. So I want to tell you about this episode. Everybody that knows me from back in my college years, they all talked about it at the time when I did it, because they were like, "What happened to Radu? Has he gone insane? Like, why did he just quit?" I quit. I didn't even call my employers. I was, performing in symphonies, and I was teaching students. Well, I called my students and I said, "Hey guys, sorry, that was your last lesson. Here's my friend's number." I sent everybody to other people. And so back in college, when you're in college and you're in the classical symphonies, having that job is like having a job for life. Like, you don't just quit that. I mean, that's your moneymaker. That's your comfort zone, and that's something that you rely on. So when Radu just quits, I mean, it's very hard, man. It's very competitive. People practice 20 years to get in a symphony, and then one day I just don't show up. And they all ask, why? Has he gone nuts? What's going on? And you know what? Here's how I did it. I was driving to a symphony. It feels like yesterday, but it's more than 12, 14 years ago. That day completely redefined my entire life. It changed me as a person. I was driving down the tollway. I was getting out of Dallas, and I kept telling to myself, I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you teaching these students? Why are you going to do this job just for money? I was doing it just for money, just to pay the bills, right? So I said to myself, I know I can do better. I know I have more to show. These people don't know my talents. They don't know my passion. They don't know my drive. They don't know what I'm made of. They just want me there in a classical symphony to just play the violin, shut up, sit down, do your thing. But I could sing. I was an audio engineer. I could play multiple instruments. I had, recording background. I just had a lot more talents, a lot more things to do, to express. And again, you're using your time for them. You're not using your time for yourself and with all the skills that you have. So of course, when you're using your time for others, then you're gonna make others successful. You're gonna make everybody else big, and you're just the small person over there. And so I literally turned around on the highway. I just took a U-turn. I was at Legacy Shops. True story. I took a U-turn, went home, didn't even bother to call the symphony, because the rules are, you don't go one time, you better have a doctor's thing that says I was dying, and then you can go back. You don't go the second time, don't bother calling, you're done, So I didn't want, I'm not a confrontational person. I was like, you know what? They got the message, I don't show up, it's done. I just called my students. I said, hey guys, go to another teacher, and that was it. And you know what? I stayed in the studio. I did my groundwork. I reinvented myself. I said, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be exactly. But, I felt a drive. I felt like, if I get myself out of the comfort zone, out of paying the bills, out of, working just for money, and try to be out there for the people, so that people can appreciate something that's different and new out there, then maybe people will appreciate it. And you know what? Today, I'm the result of a successful person who has been appreciated for their success.
And all that came out of you quitting.
Getting out of my comfort zone. I had to quit. I had to go real down low, and stayed there for a while and said, you know what? I have got to do this way, my way,
And that is the exact type of message I want people to understand.
Yeah.
So thank you.
When you struggle, that's when you can really put yourself on fire.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
There you go.
Well, I can definitely tell that we appreciate having you on today.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
Appreciate
for
your
listening to
and
my
if,
story, Justin. I
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
it very
If
much,
someone's
guys.
trying to get a hold of
Thanks for
you
listening.
and wants to get your talents at whatever, any wedding, any, what else do you do?
Music events, concerts, private homes, stuff like that.
How would they get a hold of you then?
As I told a guy who rolled down his window, I was in the Lamborghini at a red light, and the guy was like, "Hey, can I get your card?" And I'm just like, "Man, you're in your car. I'm in my car. We're at the red light. I'm gonna like pass this information to you." So I was just like, "You know what? Just Google me." So Google the Violin Guy. Google the Violin Guy.
Violin Guy.
You
Google him.
can't go wrong. It's really all over the Google, all over the front page and the second page and the third page.
Oh, perfect.
And yeah, YouTube, social media, all that good stuff. Instagram, the Violin Guy. But really, the Violin Guy is a name that I simply have taken over. It's actually as trademarked as the Coca-Cola company. There cannot be another the Violin Guy.
Perfect.
Or that Violin Guy or the Violin Guys or any kind of like, you know that, right? When you register, yeah. So, right, I actually took over the name for many, many reasons. I really truly deserve it from the fact that that instrument saved my career when I was 8 years old. I had a surgery right here on my right arm. I couldn't play piano anymore, which I started when I was 4 years old. I couldn't play the piano anymore because I couldn't move my fingers for the next 4 years until I was 12. But 6 months into my recovery, I was actually able to move my wrist again and continue playing the violin. So that instrument literally, not only that I deserve the name, but it saved my career as an artist. And there's just a relationship there, And then later on, when I was trying to name a business name for myself, I didn't name that, guys. People say like, "Oh, you call yourself the Violin Guy because you play the violin." Well, what about the laser shows? What about the DJ stuff that I do? What about, I do large concerts, large events, I'm a singer, and all that good stuff. But to people it's more catchy, the Violin Guy, they remember that, they see that instrument, and they remember that. They remember that energy, that passion. They see like, "Oh my God, I've never seen something like this before." And that if that's what people remember, then that's what I give them. So I called it the Violin Guy because people called it the Violin Guy. So Google it.
Well, brother, for being our first guest of Like-Minded, I can't say this could have gone any better. So thank
I love
you
it.
again.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
I
brother.
appreciate it. See you guys online. All right.
All right,
Good
thank
energy.
you.
Always. Thank you guys so much. All right.
Days go by and still I think of you. Days when I couldn't live my life without you.